My girlfriend texted me that she told her boss I hit her so she gets sympathy leave for a girl's trip. I forwarded it to her boss and the police. She got questioned by police at work and fired on the spot. This happened 2 weeks ago. Still feels surreal. I'm 33. Was with my girlfriend Lisa for a year and a half. She's 30. We met through a running club. She seemed great initially. Funny, ambitious, had her life together, or so I thought. Looking back, there were signs, small lies, nothing major at first. She'd tell her friends we went somewhere we didn't. Post photos implying things that weren't true. I'd call her out. She'd laugh it off. Just making things more interesting for Instagram. Red flag I ignored. Month 3. She told her coworkers I'd bought her an expensive necklace she'd actually bought herself. They gushed about how romantic I was. I found out when one of them mentioned it at a company happy hour I attended. I looked confused. She jumped in, laughed, said they must have misunderstood. Later admitted she'd exaggerated because her coworker had been bragging about her boyfriend. Wanted to one-up her. I said that was weird. She said I was being sensitive. Month 4, she posted about a weekend trip we took. Made it look like some grand romantic gesture I'd planned. Reality was we'd split everything 50-50ths and picked the destination together. Her caption made it sound like I'd surprised her. Comments poured in about how lucky she was, how thoughtful I was. I felt like a prop in her fake narrative. Talked to her about it. She said she was just sharing her life. What was the big deal? 6 months in, bigger lies started. She told her parents I'd gotten a promotion I hadn't. Told my friends she was planning a surprise party for me that didn't exist. When people asked about it, I had no idea what they meant. Made me look clueless. She said she must have mentioned it to the wrong person. Oops. I should have ended it then. But the relationship was otherwise fine. Physical chemistry was good. We had fun together. I convinced myself the lying was just a quirk, a need for attention, not malicious. Wrong. Month 10. She lied to get out of work. Called in sick. Posted Instagram stories all day from a music festival 2 hours away. Her coworker saw, told their manager. Lisa got written up. She came home furious. Said her coworker was jealous and petty. Tried to get me on her side. I didn't take sides. Told her she shouldn't have lied. She got mad at me. Said I should support her. That started a pattern. She'd do something questionable, get caught, play victim, expect me to back her up. I wouldn't. She'd pout for a few days, then things would go back to normal until the next incident. Month 14, she borrowed money from her sister. $300. Emergency car repair, she said. Spent it on clothes. Her sister found out, asked for the money back. Lisa told her I'd paid for the repair and she'd forgotten to pay her back. Dragged me into her lie. Her sister texted me asking why I hadn't mentioned it. I had no idea what she was talking about. I confronted Lisa. She admitted it, said she panicked, didn't know what else to say, promised to pay her sister back. I made her, stood there while she Venmo'd the money, told her if she ever used me as a cover story again, we were done. She cried, apologized, said she had a problem with impulsive lying, would work on it. She didn't work on it. Month 16, she faked a work emergency to leave a family dinner of mine early. Told my parents her boss called crisis at the office. Had to go. My mom felt bad for her. Later found out through her Instagram she'd gone to meet friends at a bar. My cousin saw her stories, told me. I confronted her again. Another apology, more tears, more promises. I was getting tired, started thinking about ending things, but kept putting it off. Kept hoping she'd actually change. 2 weeks ago, everything imploded. It was a Thursday morning. I was at work. Construction project manager. On-site meetings all morning. Phone on silent in my truck. Got back to the office around noon. Checked my phone. Text from Lisa sent at 9:47 a.m. Hey babe, just a heads up. I told my boss you hit me last night so I could get the rest of the week off. The girls planned a last-minute trip to Miami and I'm out of PTO. Don't blow my cover if anyone asks. Thanks. Love you. I read it 3 times. She told her boss I hit her to get sympathy leave for a vacation. I sat in my truck. Didn't move. Just stared at the text, the casual tone like she was asking me to pick up milk. This wasn't a small lie. This was a false accusation of domestic violence. This could destroy my life, my career, my reputation, everything. And she did it for a trip to Miami. I felt cold. Completely calm. The kind of calm that comes before you do something you can't take back. Good. I took screenshots, multiple angles, made sure the text was clearly visible with her name and number, timestamp, everything. Saved them to 3 different places. Phone, cloud, email to myself. Then I opened a new email, typed in the address for her company's HR department, found it on their website, CC'd her direct supervisor. I knew his name. She'd complained about him enough. Subject line, false domestic violence claim by your employee. Body to whom it may concern. I am writing to inform you that your employee Lisa last name has made false accusations of domestic violence against me to obtain fraudulent leave from your company. Please see the attached screenshot of her text message from this morning admitting to fabricating these claims. I have never struck Lisa or any partner. These accusations are completely false and were made with her full knowledge that they were false. I am also reporting this to the police. I am available to provide any additional information you may need. Attached the screenshots, hit send. Then I called the non-emergency police line, explained the situation, they took my information, said an officer would call me back. One did. 20 minutes later, gave me his official email address. I forwarded him the screenshots. He said this was definitely something they'd investigate. Asked if I wanted to press charges. I said, yes, absolutely. He said someone would be in touch. They'd need to talk to Lisa. They'd probably go to her workplace since that's where the false report originated. I said, fine. Then I texted Lisa back. Simple response. I won't blow your cover. Technically true. I wasn't going to blow her cover. I was going to detonate it. I went back to work, focused on my meeting, reviewed blueprints, talked to contractors, acted normal, felt nothing. Around 2 p.m., my phone started blowing up. Lisa calling. I ignored it. She called 6 times in 10 minutes. Left voicemails. I didn't listen to them. Then text started. Why are you ignoring me? Call me back. This is important. Ethan, seriously, call me now. What did you do? The police just came to my office to question me. They're saying I made false statements. Everyone is staring at me. My boss is in a meeting with HR right now about me. Call me. I didn't call. Last text came at 2:47 p.m. They're firing me and the police want me to come to the station. What the hell did you do? I replied. I didn't blow your cover. I told the truth. There's a difference. She called again. I declined it. Blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Done. Got home that evening. Changed the locks. I own my condo outright. She didn't live with me, but had a key. Didn't want her showing up. Simple deadbolt swap. Done in 20 minutes. Packed up her stuff. Wasn't much. Some clothes, toiletries, a few books. Put it all in a box, left it in the hallway outside my door with a note. Your belongings, do not contact me again. Then I called my family, told them what happened, sent them the screenshots, wanted them to hear it from me first in case Lisa tried to spin some story. They were horrified. My sister asked if I was okay. I said I was fine, and I was genuinely fine. Called my close friends, same thing. Showed them the text, explained what I'd done. They all supported it. My buddy Ryan said he would have done the same thing. My friend Marcus said she was lucky all she got was fired and questioned. Could have been way worse for me if I hadn't had proof. She handed me the evidence and expected me to protect her. Insane. He was right. If she'd made that accusation without texting me about it first, if she'd just told her boss and stuck to the story, I'd have been screwed. No proof. Just her word against mine. Even if charges didn't stick, the accusation alone would have followed me forever. Next day, Friday, I got a call from a detective. They wanted a formal statement. I went to the station after work, sat down with two detectives, went through everything, showed them the text, showed them the email I'd sent. They asked about our relationship, any history of violence or arguments. I said no. We argued sometimes, normal couple stuff, but I'd never touched her in anger. Never would. They explained that Lisa's company had a mandatory reporting policy for domestic violence disclosures. When she told her boss, HR was required to document it formally and offered to connect her with authorities and victim resources. Her false claim triggered an official incident report in their system. That made it a false report under the law. Even though she didn't go directly to police, she'd exploited the company's safety protocol to commit fraud, which gave the statement legal weight. They asked if she had any reason to think I'd go along with this. I said she had a pattern of lying and expecting me to cover for her. Told them about the sister incident, the work incident, the family dinner, established pattern of dishonesty. They took notes, said this was pretty cut and dried. She'd admitted in writing to making a false accusation. That was a crime. She'd also committed fraud against her employer. That was between her and them, but it strengthened the case. They'd be recommending charges. I asked what that meant for her. They said likely a misdemeanor, fines, possibly probation, definitely a record. It would depend on the DA and if she had prior. I said I didn't know if she had prior. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. They thanked me for coming in. Said they'd be in touch. I left. That weekend was quiet. Too quiet. I half expected Lisa to show up. She didn't. The box of her stuff disappeared from the hallway. Someone took it. Her presumably or one of her friends. I cleaned my apartment, worked out, watched movies, processed what happened. Part of me felt guilty. She'd lost her job, was facing criminal charges over a text message. But then I'd remember what that text message was. A false accusation of domestic violence, something that could have ruined my entire life, something she did casually, thoughtlessly for a vacation, and the guilt would evaporate. Monday morning, I got an email from Lisa's former company, HR, wanting to schedule a call. I called them. They thanked me for bringing this to their attention. Said they'd terminated Lisa's employment immediately. Asked if I intended to pursue any legal action against the company. I said no. They hadn't done anything wrong. They'd been lied to. They appreciated that. Said if I needed anything to let them know. Tuesday, I got a call from the DA's office. They were charging Lisa with making false statements and fraud. Misdemeanor. Court date in 6 weeks. They might need me to testify. I said I'd be there. Wednesday, mutual friends started reaching out. Lisa had been calling them crying, saying I'd ruined her life over a joke. That she hadn't meant it seriously. That I'd overreacted. Some of them asked my side. I sent them the screenshot. Let it speak for itself. Most of them went quiet after that. One friend, Jessica, Lisa's college roommate, tried to defend her. Said Lisa had a hard childhood. Made bad decisions when stressed. I should have just talked to her. I replied once. She accused me of domestic violence to defraud her employer. That's not a bad decision. That's a crime and it could have destroyed my life. I'm not discussing this further. Block Jessica too. Thursday, 1 week after the text, I got a message on LinkedIn of all places from Lisa. She'd found a way around the blocks. Long message, begging me to drop the charges. She'd made a mistake. She was sorry. She'd lose everything, her reputation, her career, possibly her freedom, all because of one stupid text. Please, she'd do anything. I reported the message to LinkedIn, blocked her there, too. Didn't respond. Friday, the story hit local news. Small article. Local woman charged with making false statements in domestic violence claim. Didn't name her, but enough details that people who knew could figure it out. My phone blew up again. People I hadn't talked to in years. Asking if it was about Lisa. I didn't confirm or deny, just said I wasn't commenting. Weekend 2 was better. Started feeling normal again. Went on a hike, met up with friends, went to dinner, realized how much lighter I felt without Lisa, without the constant lying, the drama, the walking on eggshells, wondering what story she'd tell next. Started thinking about what I'd tolerated, how many times I'd made excuses for her. Convinced myself she'd change, that the lying was manageable, that I could handle it. Looking back, I'd been slowly accepting worse and worse behavior. Boiling frog situation. If she'd accused me of domestic violence on our third date, I'd have run. But after 18 months of gradually escalating lies, I'd been conditioned to think maybe this was just how she operated. It wasn't normal. None of it was normal, and I'd lost sight of that. Started going to the gym more, not because I needed to look better, because I needed to feel in control of something. Pushing weight, setting goals, achieving them. Simple, honest, no lies, no manipulation, just effort and results. Week 2, I got a lawyer just in case. Friend's recommendation. Explained everything. He said I'd handled it perfectly. Had proof. Reported it immediately. Cooperated with police. If she tried to sue me for defamation or something crazy, I was covered. He'd keep the file open. Charge me nothing unless something came up. Also this week, I heard through the grapevine that Lisa had moved back in with her parents. Couldn't afford her apartment without her job. Was working retail part-time while looking for something else. Wasn't having luck. Turned out background checks were showing the pending charge. Companies didn't want to touch her. Part of me felt bad again. Then I remembered the text, the casual assumption that I'd cover for her, the complete disregard for what could have happened to me. The feeling went away. Today, 2 weeks out, I got the court date confirmation, 7 weeks from the original incident. I'll be there in 5 weeks. I'll testify if needed. I'll watch her face whatever consequences the justice system deems appropriate. People keep asking if I think I went too far. If I should have just broken up with her, talked to her, given her a chance to fix it. Now, here's why. If I'd confronted her first, she would have panicked, would have tried to get ahead of it, maybe gone to her boss and said she'd exaggerated, made up some story, maybe even claimed I'd threatened her to force her to recant. I've seen enough true crime to know how these things spiral. By reporting it immediately, I controlled the narrative. I had proof, time-stamped, undeniable. She couldn't twist it, couldn't lie her way out. For once, in our entire relationship, the truth was locked in place. And honestly, someone who would casually accuse a partner of domestic violence for vacation days doesn't deserve a warning. Doesn't deserve a chance to explain. That's not a mistake. That's not a bad judgment call. That's a fundamental character flaw. A willingness to destroy someone else's life for personal convenience. What if I hadn't had that text? What if she just told her boss verbally? What if her boss had believed her completely and reported it to police? What if police had shown up at my work to question me? What if my boss had heard? What if my clients had heard? Construction industry, mostly men, but gossip spreads. An accusation like that, even unproven, would have tanked my career. Contractors wouldn't want to work with me. Clients wouldn't want me on their projects. I'd be that guy, the one with the domestic violence accusation. Doesn't matter if it was false mud sticks. She was willing to risk all of that for Miami. So, no, I don't think I went too far. I think I went exactly as far as necessary to protect myself from someone who'd proven she had no problem burning my life down for her benefit. The lying about small stuff I could have lived with. It was annoying but not dangerous. This crossed a line. This was weaponized dishonesty. This was using the legal system and social stigma as tools to get what she wanted without considering the collateral damage. You don't get a second chance after that. You don't get a conversation. You get reported immediately, completely with evidence. I'm not angry anymore. Was never really angry. More just done, finished. The second I read that text, something in me clicked off. The part that cared about her, the part that wanted to make things work. Gone. Now I just feel relieved. Dodged a bullet. Literally. If I'd stayed with her, if I'd married her, what would the next lie have been? What would she have accused me of next time she wanted something? Better to find out now. Better to have proof. Better to end it decisively. Some people think I'm cold. That I should feel worse about the consequences she's facing. Maybe, but I also sleep fine at night because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't lie. I didn't fabricate. I didn't manipulate. I told the truth with evidence to the appropriate authorities. That's it. She's the one who lied. She's the one who filed a false report. She's the one facing consequences, not because of me, because of her choices. Actions have consequences. She's learning that now. Expensive lesson, but some lessons cost more than others. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Wouldn't change a thing. Except maybe I'd have ended the relationship sooner. Month 10, when she lied about being sick, or month 14 with the sister thing, or month 16 with my family, but I didn't have the clarity then that I have now. Didn't see the pattern clearly. Thought she'd change. Thought I could handle it. Thought it wasn't that serious. Here's what nobody tells you about dating someone who lies constantly. You start lying to yourself. You minimize. You rationalize. You become complicit in the dishonesty by accepting it, by staying, by making it work despite the red flags everywhere. I told myself I was being understanding, patient, mature enough to handle a partner's flaws. Reality was I was being a doormat, accepting behavior I should have walked away from immediately. And if I'd kept going, kept accepting, where would it have ended? Maybe she accuses me of something worse next time. Maybe she lies to police about something bigger. Maybe I end up actually arrested, actually charged, actually convicted because I didn't have a text message to save me. Maybe my whole life gets destroyed because I was too patient with someone who didn't deserve patience. Now I know better. Lying isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. Especially when someone's willing to lie about things that carry legal weight, things that can ruin lives. So, that's the story. Girlfriend texted me admitting to a false domestic violence accusation. I reported her, she got fired and arrested, and I have zero regrets. Court date is in 5 weeks. I'll update after that if anyone cares. For now, I'm just living my life, working, hanging with friends, maybe start dating again eventually, but not for a while. Need time to recalibrate my judgment. Figure out how I missed this for so long. Main thing I learned, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when someone shows you they're willing to destroy you for convenience, protect yourself first. Always. That's it. That's what happened. Lisa told her boss I hit her for vacation days. I forwarded her texts to her boss and police. She lost her job and got charged with a crime. And I'm fine. Better than fine.